Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from AWS reInvent in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Ratzan, Managing Director and Northeast Data and AI Lead over at Accenture to discuss the impact of responsible AI and the enthusiasm that we're seeing around generative AI. John, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you.
So how do you see this, the impact of responsible AI and all this enthusiasm around Gen AI?
Right, well, responsible AI has been there for a long time with regular AI, and now with the enthusiasm that's been created by this new capability with Gen AI, most popularized with ChatGPT, it really is accelerating what companies need to do both with their data as well as their control environments to make sure that we have a very safe implementation of the Gen AI capabilities. So I think it's actually going to increase the overall pace of the controls and regulation in the space.
Especially with ChatGPT being so consumer facing.
Yes.
So what sort of controls do you see that are starting to be implemented?
Yeah, it depends what application it's going to really be used for. I mean, ChatGPT, as we were all trained with Google, it's the easiest application in the world to use, where you just type in a question and it responds. And so, depending on what the companies are using it for, be it some FAQs for knowledge base for the call center reps, or for publishing some content, depending on the various use cases, they're going to need to have different controls in place to make sure that they mitigate bias, they maintain privacy, and then they're able to explain with explainability and transparency why the different generative text is being put out there.
To what degree do you see companies scaling Gen AI in light of responsible use of it?
It's a great point. I'm talking to all of my clients about S-curves, where you have a foundational level, an acceleration, and then a maturity phase. We call that the S-curves and jumping the S-curves. And so right now we're still seeing companies very much in experimentation phase, and over the next year I do think we're going to see the scale part where we hit the acceleration curve, and that's why Accenture's invested $3 billion over the next couple of years in our data and AI capabilities.
Which is interesting, because my question to you was, do you see Gen AI as being the catalyst to create additional or accelerated regulation? Because we sometimes tend to regulate by enforcement versus putting the framework out there, so do you think this could be the catalyst for it?
Absolutely. We just saw the Biden administration issue an executive order around controls, and we just saw the media, let's just call it, at OpenAI this past week, many people speculating around the control environment and what power that the AI is going to have. I absolutely think it's going to accelerate regulation, as we've already seen, and follow some of perhaps the European regulations with GDPR, et cetera. We're going to see that in the US pretty quickly.
All right, John, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on TradeTalks.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me from reInvent. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.